Second and 10. Looking deep for Julio. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 73 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
No.
Best person in the world.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones.
Johnson on the whole team.
A big run there by Jones, 47 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. They run with Logan. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Back of the end zone, can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And will be intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
On second down and 4, Ryan. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Here's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taken from just outside the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started, and the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
A good start to the drive here, so it's caught out on the left side. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one 28 yards on the ground. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. What I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
In on the stop, Demonte Casey.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it here with Logan. Yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Watch the safety.
Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Rashad Perriman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
so we be having little trainings and shit.
From the gun, it's Ryan.
Nah, you just gotta acknowledge that you saw. Like they have like.
And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A gain of 22. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent,
who did things largely below the radar. Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly in volumes.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers
computer at work logged in. It stay logged in on the email page.
21.
On 2nd and 11 now. Ryan looking downfield for, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. He'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Jones. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Get them points back every week, man.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
On 3rd down, Logan, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
That's all you had to say, though. You talking about you put me in check, bitch. You did.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
I'm fucked up because I got to go early.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Nigga, no, I'm about 7.
Throwing again. Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I ain't stayed till 4 o'clock since last year.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jason Pierre-Paul. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take this deep in his own territory. Now a hit and a loose football. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. On 1st down, it's Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Jackson from the shotgun. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before,
yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
Week 3 we supposed to.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. He's got a man, complete. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll see you cross state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan now 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Falcons push further out in front. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes 2 to tango. There goes a deep ball. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Airing this one out for Evans. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
You can't block me. You can't block me. What? Safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
To throw again, Jackson. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. This quarterback now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
She's going to ask you what a dick at. I seen him.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Let's go, baby.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Right there. 54, right there.
I think we're going to be able to watch this game.
4th down with Jackson. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16. 1st down, Tampa Bay. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Little Mike 52, Mike 52.
Here's Jackson.
He said, baby, get the
Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards. They're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Running right, Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the shotgun to give to Jones. Down inside the 40. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the beat and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking for big homie, man.
Jackson. Nowhere to escape.
I ain't got the nigga.
Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25.
Right there. You got these
and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. He will push his way down to about the 14. In on the tackle, Devondre Campbell, Falcons' leading tackler in 2018. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
That's caught out left by Perriman. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay.
A 28-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 25 on 2nd down, Ryan looking deep for Julio. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even
under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 51 yards. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan connecting on his 4th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super toe.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Now Jackson operating from the gun. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They go back to the ground with Jones. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Jackson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Jackson throwing on 4th down. Airing this one up. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. And he gets this one to Ridley complete.
What?
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Ryan. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Levante David. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Where's she went at?
Between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
45, 45. Mike, 45. 45, 45, 45. Mike, 45. If you don't get this one.
Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And this is taken in at the 5. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And Jackson throwing once more. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Gay is on for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Here's Ryan. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Ryan to throw. Looking in zone for Jones. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Falcons, the win means they'll finish in double digits at 10-6. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they're going to bottom out here to wrap up this very forgettable season at 2-14. And it's fair to say wholesale changes will be forthcoming in the very near future. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
I'm gonna call you back.
Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not.
The nigga finna get ready to put it. Nah, he finna to, yo.
They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual.
Hey, what you do on the nigga in the Saints in the chat, Mo. You in the chat, ain't it, Mojo?
Warriors guarantee we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy.
You heard me, Mojo?
Watch me celebrate, I'm cocky.
You in the chat, ain't it?
Jump in the stands, no man, the man. Oh, deal with the
Yeah, the nigga Saints in the chat.
guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas.
Why they ask you? You in there?
100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can cover the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now I can juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, classic. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 77 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. Our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it'd get tested on play number one. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
Make sure blow that good shot.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Third and long for Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll be out right at the 35. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be fourth down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. He's got Evans. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Jones. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
On third down, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
20, 51,
Ryan. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie linebacker from LSU, Devin White. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Let's go. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Whip. Watch the whip. Check. Check, nickel. Slip. Even. Check. Let's go. Check.
On second down, it's Jones. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Now, look, that was...
Knock your little ass off the map.
Huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They'll run on first down. Jones. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check 24. Check 24.
On second down now, it's Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Wait.
Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From just shy of midfield, Winston forced out to his left. He'll run it. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Back to you. Flip. To you. Watch the
Winston. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 18.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Ready. Check 45. Hey, pick your game up. Let's go.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Brashad Perriman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check 26. Check.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards, first down Atlanta. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Ryan now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Airing this one out for Evans. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. But I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. We've got a tie game here, a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Who want to talk to me? Hey, bro, I ain't see your name pop up. I just gave everybody a
next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
I don't know. Maybe because you came in late. You won't be able to see that till after
this type of a game. But let's face it,
you ain't put the draft in yet.
It's going to come down to who can get a stop.
After the loss to start out here, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, draft in, I think.
To throw is Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I don't know who these niggas is.
So this has been like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. I don't know who it is, Jesus. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
Vincent, let me see. Who got Georgia? Who the hell is William James from Georgia? Alabama got Lee Stokes in here.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts.
Which team?
As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
And
just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. taken at about the 16. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Wow.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not really trying. I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This fielded at the 2.
Homeboy.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Jeezy, me and you up.
Oh, okay, say that. After the game, then. After this game right here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the game right here, all hell.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan. They find some open field here. That one good for 26 and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First down, Buccaneers.
Ready. Check 45. Come on. Right here.
On first down, it's Jones. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Catch me because I already knocked the other nigga off. Hit up T Street for him. Hold on.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
That nigga might be going to work.
They will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Your boy going to work right now, huh? You play big homie. All right. You got to catch that nigga from...
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard
man, this nigga said when he played the second time. Nigga say, damn, why my tight end so big?
Because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you use the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin.
What's up, big dog?
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position. Here's 3rd and 6.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Big fact.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchdown.
Then they got to get approved. Don't worry about it. Let him put together that little weak-ass deal. He got to get approved, homeboy.
Put me on the trade committee. Put me on the committee, man. We need somebody with some legitimacy on the trade committee.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Can't be asking the nigga who started to do it for you.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Again, it's Jones.
That's the receiver for the league is on the Saints. They number 1 and number 2 in the league.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop.
The game is asking, they say, hey, we want to take down one of our star players
before going out of bounds.
So we can go in the playoffs.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run again with Logan.
And I just got him this year. You can get Blaylock.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Baylock.
Here we go.
Yeah, Baylock.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead. This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not
Because
just
I don't got no big receivers. You see, my biggest receiver.
It's throughout the game.
Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. His 4th touchdown on the year.
I got a first round
for you,
Buccaneers
tack on
go get that wide receiver up.
Extra point by Gain is up and good.
Hey, Mojo, I swear these niggas don't even talk about no trading until I come in this motherfucker. I swear to God, they don't. Niggas, they're crazy. And Blaylock.
Following the touchdown,
and Blaylock ain't developed yet either,
Mojo.
He ain't developed yet either. He got a development trait.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Because I'll be using, I'll be throwing to the other 2 niggas.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field.
It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
Again, Shaheem.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
35. It's our time. It's our time.
On first down, it's Freeman.
What quarter y'all
This
in,
one
G?
goes nowhere.
4,
Losing yardage on the play
left.
back at the 46. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Hey, Matt. When I played your brother, I was running totally different plays I never even ran before.
On second and 15 now.
Hey, look at that. I'm doing bad.
Looking
Watch it like a
downfield for
motherfucker.
Jones. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off.
There you go.
And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Yeah.
So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
You got a top 2 pick.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on second and 14. A big chunk of yardage.
What are you talking
there,
about? That is the draft class.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
When I put the other one in, because y'all were like, oh, he going to put it in the last minute. Nigga, it ain't too many people making draft classes no more. So we're going to be repeating shit.
And that is
after this season
by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey.
That's what I just did.
And the return just out across the 15.
So next year, I download a
line.
class and bring one in.
Oh,
but
that's
I
a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Do what I do. I see
Make these babies crawl all the way back home. 45's the mic. Bound to lose one.
Repeat of what? What are you talking about?
After the interception, here's Ryan. He's going to go up top again. That is
Jesus, did you say anything about a repeat?
4th time today. He's
I said I ain't downloaded class this year because it's going to be a repeat.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not
so next year,
calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
I'm a
I
download.
always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those
I ain't saying niggas ain't putting them on 5. I think niggas repeating the same thing.
On the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback. That's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Focus, defense, focus. Kill. Slam. Hey, fall.
Give the man.
Hey, watch it. Under 10, 10. Let's go.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it, and I can't wait to see them.
Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. Touchdown number 22 on the season, and the Falcons cut into that lead. 1 play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Logan.
You should be focusing on the draft anyway, big homie.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with a minute 56 to go.
You have a number 4 pick.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Oh, won't you?
This is Logan. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Logan. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Oh, boy.
He's got this one complete to Perriman.
And he's into
the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Brashad Perriman with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
He's coming along.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
I can't give you that, bro.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? And do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. To throw again on second down. Ryan, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And now here is another interception.
When I finish my game.
Picked off right around
ain't like you going to sleep right now. Be up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
As he brings this thing all the way back inside
every night.
the 20. Yet another interception. I just had to double check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Give me
the calculator. I didn't worry about double checking it, but the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Tell that nigga again. He can't tell you what to give you. Tell that nigga.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Logan, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Another some duck shit.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
They're going to let it go through. They're going to let it go through.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And
ain't going to let it go through.
His guys will get the football back. That's now a 2nd interception.
Y'all ain't listening, man. This ain't me. They ain't gonna let. They gonna tell you got to put. They gonna tell him you got to put more with that, bro. For a 2nd round only. You gonna give up all that? I'm gonna tell you what they gonna say. They ain't gonna let it go through.
He's got to run with a running back or a tight end.
Mojo got to put more up. If he just gonna give you a 2nd round, you giving up 4 players, whatever the hell you just said.
Showing those hands. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, man, you can try, bro.
Again. Ryan. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One last shot for Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
But then tell me you got to give up more.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 17.
Yeah,
and a big turnover there as his guys
now, if he don't put up some other people, then it's a different story.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big 2nd half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said. Hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus.
I mean, look, do what you do. Do what you do. You take pictures of whatever y'all finna do.
Without major adjustments, just doing it better.
And that got it done in this one.
He ain't gonna do. He's
so
just gonna tell him he got to put more.
They pick up their second win now on the year, and they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Whatever. Yeah, there you go.